It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. Welcome to the end of the world, according to Frank, the Steeler fan, coming in with a smart comment already. I don't know what we're doing tonight. I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, but the thumbnail said freestyle. I think today I'm just going to be making stuff up, but I don't know that that's really necessarily any different than any other night. So with that note, if people have anything they want to specifically talk about tonight, feel free to mention it and bug me about it incessantly if I miss it. But if we want to go to defrosting freezers, we can definitely do that. I think, you know, the defrosting the freezer is definitely always an important thing. As Roy says, yes, I guess this is a typical live stream. One thing we can talk about a little bit maybe too is it's been an interesting week. I've gotten some like high voltage wiring, meaning like plugging things in, like cleaning up the way things plug in, but I haven't really done a lot on the layout. So I got a couple different projects we can do. So we'll see. I'll come up with a project. Frank, I would not expect less. It is exactly how I would expect it. Ray is throwing a topic out there. Why do we drive on a parkway but park on a driveway? Roy Eltham says, thanks for saving me $10 at Iron Planet Hobbies. If you don't know, Iron Planet Hobbies is a sponsor of the channel. You can use the code HUMAN over there and get 10% off. I'm actually going to let me throw a link in the chat. My last Trains in Tech, I think it was my last Trains in Tech, I went over and set up these Alpha Mimic building lighting kit from DCC Concepts. They are now available on Iron Planet Hobbies. There's 7 left. I know Frank, the Steeler fan, already purchased one, but there are still 7 left. So if you were interested in that, go over and check it out at that link. Dwight, are you asking me what Iron Planet Hobbies sells? They are they are a model railroading hobby shop. They tend to specialize in DCC. The reason I like them and sort of how I first got introduced to them was Ryan has a YouTube channel that's got a lot of really great DCC tutorials. And I started watching a lot of those tutorials, and that is how I initially got connected with him. I'm trying to look at these lights right here. I noticed they were off and they aren't very bright, so I wanted to, I get distracted by the littlest things sometimes. But I can, hopefully, let's see, we can make them a little brighter. I don't know, the colors are not balancing. Oh well. The colors are what the colors will be. Yeah, definitely some good videos. Let's say hello to everybody that's here before people start disappearing because I'm rambling on about nonsense. But I guess I mean it is Sidetrack Sunday, and that's kind of what this is all about, is some good nonsense. But tonight, starting off top of the list, we got Mr. Almar, then we got Dan's Model Railroading Journey, David, DB Tech's in the house, James from Dundas Junction Model Railroad, Frank, Steeler Fan 820, Georgia Sunbelt's in the house, Jeff, the Railroad Enthusiast. I almost said Model Railroad Enthusiast, but he is just a railroad enthusiast. Joe Raider BlackRock Central's here, John Bedicki, John Knopfel, John Train BFGR, Curly Express Dwight, Ian from Lehigh River Subdivision, Aaron from Manshed Railroad, Alan from Mason-Dixon Railroad, James from Mr. Jimbo Trains, Mark from My Life's Tracks, Norm Miller's in the house, Dennis from Otter Creek and Rio Grande, Mike the Rail Artist, Ray Boble, Rick's Railroad, Ron Moen, Roy Eltham, John from Schuylkill River Valley, Steve 87th PSAP, the High Plains Drifter, Stephen with the PH, the Plumber 33, Thomas Grassi, Tim D, Timothy Kynard, Tom's Trains and Things, Trackside Mike, and last and always least, Stephen from Wigwag Workshop is here at the bottom. Oh, I just saw Georgia Sunbelt popping up, and I remember him. He was up in my list a little bit earlier today. If I missed anybody, I apologize, but I do appreciate everyone being here, showing up, hitting the thumbs up, telling everybody how wonderful this mess of a stream is, and yeah, as I mentioned, you know, any good ideas, feel free to let me know. I did think we could do like an unboxing. I guess it's already out of the box, but this is kind of how it came. So we could spend all night, you know, unzipping this like just a little inch at a time to see what is inside there. Another thing I do have, and I need to get some couplers for it, but the couplers are on the way. I've wanted these piggyback flat cars. I don't know if you can see them. Let's zoom in a little bit. I wanted these Pacemaker piggyback flat cars. They're from Atlas. They're older, so they got the horn hook couplers on them and the big pizza cutter wheels. So I do have some more wheels coming, and I will... Oh, no unboxings. Yeah. What did Drifter say? You're learning to hate N-scale rail joiners and like Easy Track a whole lot more. I'll show you a trick. So I got 2 of them. They're 2 different numbers, 499-100, 499-103, and the same seller had these 2 cars. I didn't realize how different they were in paint schemes on the site, but they are both Atlas, but it looks like they're different generations just by the blue and the yellow. So more Pacemaker cars. I've got something else though running in the back there. Oh, it's just leaving view over there. I'll leave this up for a second. Keep an eye on that train coming around. It's a train I haven't run yet, and I'm gonna get a little thing that I made that I didn't come up with, but I saw somebody do it, and I think it's something that will help Drifter out, as well as possibly help other people out as well. And if anybody knows who came up with this, feel free to give them a shout out. I'm kind of just waiting for this train to come back through because it's kind of fun. It is, you guys did actually see this train, but you saw it just in the boxes. But it's a Ringling Brothers, I don't know what they call it, but they're the red cars as opposed to those brown cars that I have. But I got that running. I got that locomotive in my JMRI roster, and I decided I wanted to take it out and run it. So I got that running over there, and then I do have, and of course it just went away, I do have a train going around the back. Steven wants to know, Heath, is the back of your Motorman open, or did you get a back for it after you mounted it? There's no back. No back, no back. This one up here is on their table mount, and this one here is just on their switch plate, their track option switch plate. So, but yeah, that's the little bit behind the scenes of the HO scale. Still working on that. Don't have the Z scale up yet, but it is going. Robert, I don't know the answer to that. I need you to try it. I did a lot of wiring of plugging things in. I think it might work. I don't know. So feel free to check it. Blacklight kind of makes me feel like I'm at a club. Where is the dance music? I've been thinking a lot of people seem to like when somebody ends a stream with just like running trains and stuff. And I thought about doing like some music at the end. So I'm thinking about it. But I don't know what is going on with Drew Dude's model trains tonight. I don't know if his cat, does he have a cat that is jumping on his keyboard? Or is he sending out a message for help? I don't know what's worse. A train in circles or back and forth. His layout brings Mr. Rogers. See, it was the cat. It was cat. I loved Mr. Rogers. I loved the train going back and forth. I mean, isn't this right here? It's the trolley coming in, right? That's the ding ding trolley coming in. Maybe I need to get myself a Mr. Rogers trolley. So let's take a look at what I did for solving the drifter thing, Beethoven's Fifth. What I would play if I could, and this is what I actually wanted on my last video, is, and Mike, I'm assuming, Mike the Rail Artist, if you don't know this song, I'm going to be kind of shocked, is, oh, where's my sweater? I don't even put on slippers. I don't know what you're saying. Holst of the Planets. I love Holst the Planets. I find that's one of my favorite classical-ish things. But yeah. So the drifter, here's what I did. So I took apart a piece of track, and I used a piece of curved track on purpose. And then what I did is I bent up the ends. Now I should have bent them up a little shorter, because that would have been a little bit better. But what I liked about the curved track is with the curved track, I can get in, on the one side, or I can get in on the other side. But what this does is you put the joiner on this, and then you go and you line it up with your rail, and you can slide it right on the rail. And this actually works really well. I don't know where I saw it, but I used this when putting together, putting together the track back here, and this worked very well for me. I'm curious, has anybody else used that little trick? Yes, Trackside Mike, they had a Motorman, and they went on Iowa Scaled Engineering. They used the code HUMAN. They got $25 off. So yes, if you want your own Motorman, just like they had back in the day, I wish I could play it. I don't think I don't know of any source or whatever that I can get a license to play them. So I wish I could. Oh, Rick Bailey showed this. Maybe I stole the idea from Rick. It wouldn't put it past me that I stole the idea from Rick, but I'm passing this off to other people. John says he uses a similar tool. He mounted his in a wooden dowel to be easy to hold. There you go. That's a great idea. Definitely, though, I will say if you do this, bend the end at half the length of the joiner, because you want the joiner to kind of hit the end so you could use it to push in. So don't bend it this far back. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, and it's a community idea. I didn't come up with it, but you know. Drifter says, installation of N-scale rail joiners reminds me of checking my glucose. Blood goes everywhere, blood leaving your fingers is extremely painful, in case you're wondering. Oh, yeah, that's pretty funny, Al. I never thought to do that, to cut it down. If I cut it down, then I'll have the burrs to deal with, though. And I could just take this other one that I've got sitting right here next to it. But Steve 87th PSAP has another really brilliant idea. He says, no, my way to do N-scale joiners is to use HO scale. So that's definitely an option. Mine too was epoxied into a dowel. Now, did you buy these in a dowel, or did you made it as well? Yeah, well, Kato Unitrack's a different story, but if you do need to pull a Kato Unitrack out, that'll work. And yes, I could use a file to shave the burrs, but David Atkins dropped in to vote in the poll. Where's the poll? So what should the poll be tonight? What do people it'll give me something to do for my stream to cut down the thing. Yes. Kato uses the same joiners for both N and HO. I'm trying to think of a good poll. Should we do like, what should David eat for dinner? What are some good good food choices? Steak and eggs, fried chicken. These are probably none of the things that David would possibly eat, but pizza and let's choose a liquid diet. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I'll use the doll file and be here for hours. I can open this up. Avocado toast. See, I said pizza too. I'm a huge fan of pizza. I think pizza is a David's track thing was homemade as well. Pizza, I think, is the perfect delivery source for everything. I mean, I think you can put anything on pizza and it is a great delivery source. Oh, there we go. So maybe we stole it from Model Railroader. That could have been. I like how you made the wall so the train don't fall off. Oh, on, are you talking about on this one? Or are you talking about which one? Which wall? I do have. I mean, the camera, which I probably shouldn't wiggle, but the camera is essentially blocking the end, so it wouldn't fall off. Looks like Mike is on a liquid diet tonight. Oh wow, pizza's winning by 50% right now. That's pretty good. I have not had a Hawaiian pizza in a long time, but I came very close to getting a Hawaiian pizza the other day. I found out about a new vegan pizza place around the corner, and they have a Hawaiian pizza. And I gotta say, with a name like Atkins, how have you not been eating steak? I mean, you're probably not related to the founder of the Atkins diet, but, you know. Yeah, so this is a little bit of a weird scene. This will probably be a little bit more interesting of a view when I've got the Z scale running. This background flat from PTF Designs is actually a Z scale background flat, so definitely very much not to scale, but I disagree. I think what makes pizza is the crust and the sauce, not necessarily the cheese. I agree. Pizza's perfect. Zesty Pizza on East 96th Street. I've never had Zesty Pizza. Do you have a separate light over the time saver unless I am in night mode? I can turn on, I think right now they're all in the same thing. So I can turn them on and a bunch of stuff will come on, but I can turn them on. Let's see. So we just turned on all the lights back there, but it also turns on the time saver lights. So Robert's trying to run it. He's going to run it again Wednesday night. Chocolate milkshake, yes, considered a liquid dinner, 100%. Wednesday night, we're going to do be on Digitrax modeling again. So we'll see if Robert can run it. How can you have a vegan Hawaiian pizza without the ham? It's vegan ham. It's not real ham. They've done an incredible job making things that taste like other things and making them vegan. So I do eat meat. The reason I like vegan pizza places is I can't do cheese. So if you go to a vegan pizza place, I can eat there because of the cheese. Uh-oh, what did Tom say now? Is Tom causing problems? Oh, Papa John's? I have not had like Papa John's or Domino's or Pizza Hut or any of those chain places in a long time. Is vegan ham the same as kosher ham? I guess it would be, Rusty. That's a very good point. It very much could be. This is actually kind of a cool view of the layout. You can kind of see the yard. You can see the runaround tracks. I kind of like that view. Nice water tower. That's the water tower from the NMRBO contest that I made the water tower, and that's as far as I got, and I didn't get any farther. Why is fake ham not kosher? Yeah, the yard worked out pretty well. I got a lot of feedback, a lot of help on kind of designing that yard and making it. But I like the way it turned out. One thing that is kind of missing would be a yard lead, which would be, they would have to go onto where my town is, and I didn't want to add a second track in that area. The town being back. I'm trying to get my back that way, would be where the yard lead would have to come off of this back the other way, and I didn't want to get it in the way. I like, though, we've got the runaround for the main line, and then here's kind of a separate runaround. This is the Roy Eltham rip tracks. Down here is where we'll have the locomotive yard, be down in this area here. This is kind of going to be a little bit of a runaround for this track that goes out to the docks. Fake ham is a sham, not spam. Jeff wants to know what's the number on the top of the rail cars for. It's so that you can see them. In this view, if I told you, to pull out, 3250 and it's red, you couldn't really see the 3250. You could find the red car, but finding the number would be very hard. So I put the numbers on top, and it just makes it easier. Oh, if you're asking, you might not know, this is a remotely operated section of the layout. So you can log in remotely and, switch out this layout if that's something you're interested in doing. And the numbers allow the remote operator that could be anywhere in the world to run it. That is correct. Kosher is about where and how they're prepared. It's all about paying for it. Awesome, Thomas. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Tom, if you're coming in late, Thomas is talking about he ordered these building lighting, which I think it was actually two trains and techs ago that I did an unboxing and a setup of the Alpha Mimic plug and play controllable building lighting. Something is beeping over here. What's beeping over here? I don't know what's beeping over there. We'll figure it out in a little bit. Sorry to hear you're not feeling well. Have a good night. What goes into the fake ham would be probably, what is that stuff called? That vegan meat stuff that's, what is it called now? It's not meat. It's just, yeah, no, it's not chicken. It's not chicken. It's just fake. It's not tofu, but it's, boy, I'm completely blanking on what it's called right now. It's not tofu. They use, seitan, S-E-I-T-S-E-S-I-E-T-E-N. Rusty's eaten a jackfruit. I don't think I've ever had a jackfruit. Yeah, no, not soy. It's seitan. Tom, those who got bit by the Lone Star tick are unfortunately turned into a vegan. Unfortunately, they cannot have meat. That is very true. No, not Soylent Green and not Pooh Burgers. None of that stuff. It's not Beyond Meat and Impossible Meat. I don't know if they use seitan, or whatever. I'm not really sure. So here's one of the projects. Here's one of the projects that I can potentially do if people might find this interesting. I got some 3D printed parts from some people in the community. I got the car float from Cameron. No, the car float came from Boulder Creek Yard, James, and I got these little pieces to put it together from Cameron. And what I kind of need to do is, I just noticed I might need to sand the bottom a little bit too to get this to line up. Let's see. You can kind of see there's a gap when I try and line it up. So one of the things I need to do is figure out how to close this gap. And I just noticed this side is high. This centerpiece, so these two outer pieces are flat. This centerpiece rocks though. I might not be able to do this tonight. I may need to get this centerpiece redone. Oh. Uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't have pushed that hard. Is this bottom supposed to come off? Because I may have just solved my problem by just sort of crushing it. It's still not flat. Or people are, yeah, I'll take a sanding block to it, get it nice and flat. Are people talking about mushrooms? Tim's got some very limited eating ideas. Limited eating ideas, what's the word? Very particular ideas of what food is. So, yeah, hikun. I could just melt it together. It is kind of neat though. These little 3D printed things just go in here, and then it does just sort of slide together. But if it's not, I got to make sure that it's flat before I. Yes, this is true. Split Rock was asking if I have a UR93. The answer is yes, I do. What camera is up? Not this camera. Okay. So let's see if I can do this without making people too sick. But under here, DR5000. This is the wireless for the proto throttle, And here's the UR93, and then next to that is the Raspberry Pi for JMRI. So the UR93 I've got plugged just right into one of the LocoNet ports over there. And then out of the UR93, it's daisy chained up to this guy, and then out of this guy, it's daisy chained over to the fast clock. So that's kind of the setup right now of those things. Did you have another specific question about that? Hello, Jason. Have a good weekend. I can't see the points under GN 3250. What do you mean by you can't see the point? Oh. You can see the light though, no? I don't know if you can see. Oh, this light is red. So I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's see when this comes around. Speaking of 3D printing, I just designed an NCE power cab holder. Came out nice. Yeah, I've got this guy. I bought this guy online for cheap. There's a little design for this guy. It's designed for the Cabo 6. Just drops in nice. James from Boulder Creek Yard actually has an Etsy store now where he's selling holders like this, but for the UWT50, which because of the rounded back on the UWT50, they don't fit into anything else. I wanted to see how you have all those attached to the command station. It's all daisy chained. So the UR93 comes off of the UR93 comes off of the command station, then goes to the UP5, then goes to the fast clock, and all of those items have their own separate power, so they don't lose anything along the way. It just works. Just works. Does anyone notice my curtains? You can kind of see there's a curtain here, and I got a curtain over here. That was kind of fun to get set up. What is the table mount for the Motorman? You're gonna make me pull this out, aren't you? Okay. Let's see. I have a spare one. If I can find it, I have a spare one. And of course it's 3 down. Is it 3 down? Yes, here it is. And let me put this back. And let me slide this out of the way. All right. So the ISE Motorman, use the code HUMAN, $25 off. This is the front plate of an ISE Motorman. And then this back here is the table mount. So you can put it down on the table. And they made these for like when they go to shows and stuff like that. And I asked them, whatever, and they sent me one. I've been using it to actually mount it. I've got Velcro here, and I mount it under my bench work. But this is here. So Wigwag wants to know where he can get one, where you might be able to get one. Iowa Scaled Engineering. Do you have a 3D printer? For Stephen Wigwag, do you have a 3D printer? Dang, I stopped on the frog. You should be okay. You should be able to move. I hear it's still making noise. You're going forward, not backwards. No, not yet. Okay. If you send me your address and I can send me your address, I'll send you this one. I'm gonna keep this plate. I gotta keep this plate to go with the other one just in case, but I'll send you this if you want. Just send me your email me your address or something, and I'll send it to you. New Haven Rail says, I have car holders, NC throttle holders, and skewer holders. I'm afraid to clutter up the fascia. Any suggestions? I don't. That is a fantastic, fantastic question. I just remember all the wiring because I did it. I don't have a schematic. I like the question though because, and I apologize again, we're gonna move, but you know, you look at my fascia as well, and it's like it's completely cluttered up now, and I kind of agree. Like it's like you don't want to clutter it up, but you know, now I've got all this stuff. You know, fast clock. Here are the these will control the switches for this part of the layout. Alpha meter, because I think everyone should have one. This is the Motorman for the N scale layout. Then just an assortment of throttles. This is the speedometer that I showed off, and here's the little sensors back there, but there's a speedometer. These are the switches that turn off all of the track power. And then over on the other side, I've got some, you know, more switches, more throttles, more switches. I got the thunder and lightning button. But yeah, I don't know how to not clutter up the fascia. I think that's a good question. That's a really good question. That setup is mind-blowingly impressive. Which setup? This one? It's pretty cool. So what does the Motorman do? What the Motorman does, and this is probably a good view to do it, is you see this sensor right here. When the train crosses that sensor, it goes back in the other direction. So it's it's kind of like a trolley setup or a, you know, like a shuttle setup. And yes, you can program one with an Arduino, but for $99, or I think it's now $100 because it's $125 plus the $25 off. So $100, it's a DC and DCC device. So it works on DC and DCC. And it does, so for the HO scale, it's just on the back and forth. For the N scale, so this is also being controlled with the Motorman right now. And over, I don't know if you saw when I showed, I'm gonna have to pick it up. Sorry, I'm making everyone do, oh, sorry about that. Sorry, that was bad. So this right here is the other Motorman, and I've got a switch on it that can go from Motorman to off to normal. So I can throw it to normal and then use my DCC control system, or I could switch it to Motorman and then I could run, you know, my trains and whatnot. And for the N scale, I've got the sensors under the track. Cameron, welcome, sir. I almost, and I may still, I'm thinking about putting this together, although I noticed this one's a little warped. So I may need to ask Mr. Boulder Creek Yard to reprint the middle one for me. That's an idea too, stop buying throttles. And this is a good point, right? An operating layout, the fascia is going to have switches and such. It's just his opinion. And I don't mind it. I think it keeps people from leaning up against the railroad. All layouts should have pull-out drawers to throw everything in. You know, like the drawers we have in our kitchen. That's a good idea for the throttles, is to put them in the drawer. I'll be honest, a little bit why I've got the throttles on the fascia is just because I'm making videos, and it's, you know, it's just a place to have them, and once you take them off, they don't really take up much room, so much tech. Yes, there is a lot of tech. You have a lot of tech though too on your layout, so yep, fascia's for working. And it does, the negative part of the fascia is that I think part of what's nice about not having stuff on the fascia is that your eyes are drawn to the layout. And over here where this stuff sticks up above the layout, you're blocking you're blocking the view of the layout. So I don't really like how these stick up. I originally had them screwed in much lower. The problem with them screwed in lower is that then this rolling bin hits them. So it was kind of, once you put things away out of sight, they'll never be found again. I can't begin to tell you. So this float bridge, right? I've got a wooden, the wooden transfer bridge part. I don't remember where I put it. I kind of wanted to put that together too. Now that Cameron's here, I'm kind of wondering if I should attempt to put this thing together, but I think I might pass on that. Another project I need to do is for this guy up here. On top of this foam, I'm going to put the Z-scale track, but I want to cover it up. And I want to cover it up especially back here because I want to bridge the gap between this and the back wall just to give me a little bit more room. So I bought some very expensive pieces of plastic, and I'm just going to cut these down and then glue them to the top of this just to kind of, you know, to give me a surface to put things on. So I need to cut these out, and I thought I could spend all night cutting these out, and I thought that might make an interesting stream as well. Use a heat gun to flatten it out. I don't know if that would work. I do need to relocate the throttles. I mean, you know, relocating the throttles really is just doing this. I mean, that's, you know, I'll just, when I'm actually gonna operate, I'll take the throttles and I'll just, well, they won't be there because we'll be operating, but for now, I don't know. They are what they are. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, I think these were, they're really thin too. They're not very, no, so Joey, they're gonna go on top of this. So the only thing, I'm actually glad they're thin. The only thing I'm really using this for is to cover the gaps in here so that when I go to throw scenery on it, I'm not like dropping ground cover down below. So Anthony says, okay, I'm really here this time. Hello to all who said hello when I first came in. I'm one tired Opa. I think I need to go back to teaching to feel relaxed. My dad used to talk about how he works more in retirement than he did when he was working. Yeah, Cameron, I've been thinking about putting together the hoist. Do it. As for the warp, as long as the tops line up, you'll be fine. Well, I guess, I mean, I can make the tops line up, but if I line the tops up, when I line these tops up, it kind of, I'll have to play with it a little bit. I don't know how much I want to. Just use masking tape on top of the risers. That's an idea. Use wide masking tape. There you go. One nice thing about the ones I have, they sit below track scenery level when they are in homemade boxes. Yep. Yeah, and if I had more, I filled up the height a lot. So part of it is just that, you know, my throttle will be in a box and you have to see it. Yeah, it's just, I don't have a lot of space below because I filled up underneath also, so. Yeah, errands for wife and taking care of the dogs, yeah. Are you selling everything with those signs? Yes, and anything that these signs touch will be for sale. Not really. Does anyone want to see what's in here? Finally found all my styrene strips, back to work. I'm a little curious. Just because I know people love watching people cut things, so I got a T-square. I got this, and I'm just gonna cut these. Yes, I could use masking tape. I don't know, dibs on the SP. I could use masking tape, but for whatever reason, for whatever reason, I feel like having the plastic is going to give it a little bit better of a surface. Can I flip the car end to end? You mean like this? But then the number's backwards. My cat is rowdy tonight. It is. What's in the box? A multimeter. Which box? My multimeter's over here. Oh, do you mean what's in the blue bins? Everything is in the blue bins. These blue bins over here, there is a little bit of everything in them. I already have plenty of SB. The zipper pouch thing. Oh, you're asking if there's a multimeter in here. I gotcha. I gotcha. Oops. Knocking things on the floor. This is like the neatest this room has been probably in months. I still need to do some wiring cleanup over there, but I think it's a little bit better. Everybody's asking now. I'm curious, can anyone find somebody could be able to find this. Silver car. Oh. So not this car. Turn this car back over. It's this car is backwards. What do I want to do? I need to figure out how deep this is. I think it's like 3.5 inches. Yeah, it's like 3.5 inches. So what I can do is, there's technically, if I line this up here and put this here, I don't know, I should do a, wait, that's 3 inches. That's 3.5 inches. So as long as this is square, this should work, right? And just cut along the dotted line. It's very neat. Let's make a mess. Yes, it is. What did Drew say? Where's the ladder? I had to move the ladder. The ladder's now in the corner, so you can't see the ladder. It's over. Let's see. Can you see it in this camera? No, you can't see. The ladder is right. Oh, look, you can see the ladder. There's the ladder. There you go. So it's not solder wick, not a soldering iron kit, not sailboat fuel. We're going to get a new blade. I have, this is how I store my old blades. I just keep filling them up. And I have also got new blades in one of these. And I've got them labeled number 11 blades. Is the pouch an angle cutter? No, not an angle cutter. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. So we'll put a new blade on, which I never do. I wonder how long I could just cut plastic and have people watch me cut plastic, because that'd be kind of fun. Just keep cutting plastic. No, people keep asking if it's a soldering kit. Not a soldering kit. You're easily pleased. Yes, it's good. Is the pouch for sale? Only if it touches one of the for sale signs. Someone's gonna throw me out that window if you're putting the scenery in the plastic. No, not in the plastic. Not an angle cutter. Not a soldering kit. No. Why does Rick think I'm gonna cut myself? Every time, every show, Rick thinks I'm gonna cut myself. And I guess, so here is my, oh, if I can get it out. Oh, there we go. Come on, there we go. Here's my bin of safety stuff. I got the respirator. I got the alcohol wipes. I got some gloves. I've got Band-Aids down here. Got eye protection. I got the little finger cots. If I don't want to put full gloves on, I can just put those on. So I do come prepared with safety equipment. just in case I need it. I do not know that this is going to stay. The plastic's really slippery. I may need to tape it down to cut it because it seems like it's gonna move all over the place when I try and do this. Careful with zippers, Heath. They can be dangerous in certain hands. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate the warning. So we'll see. We'll see how many. We'll see how many times it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop. Right there, we go. Look at that! Look at that! We cut the first one. How awesome is that? I don't know where you got stuck. And if let's go back to this one a little bit bigger so you can see it. So these will just go right back here, and I'll just tape them down, and they'll cover the gaps, and they'll be nice. They'll be nice. Sharps container. That's what I got here. Nope, it's not a thing. Use a cheater cord? No gauze and tape. No. A nose trimmer. No. I hope I'm not at the point that I need this yet. A belt hole puncher. I do have. I do have a hole punch, but not a belt hole puncher. Celebrate by opening a box. It's the little things. Heath will get zapped. If you're putting the plastic on to hold the scenery, what about building the scenery on the plastic and the whole thing together? It's just for the Z-scale tape. Yeah, no, I'm going to glue it down. I'm going to glue it down. You could have done that with the craft paper you have on your desk. I could do that too, but when this craft paper gets wet, it makes a mess. Woodland Scenics inclines are to accommodate double wide and N scale. I'm putting Z scale up there, so yes, it will accommodate Z scale as well. Does the thing in the pouch use batteries? No, the thing in the pouch does not use batteries. That was a good question, though. I like that question. But no, it does not use batteries. I don't know what, like, it takes a long time to like cut through this. Robert, are you still stuck where you're at, or are you okay right now? Soylent Green, I'm eating people. I don't think I'm eating people. That'd be pretty awesome, though. How many cuts does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop, or whatever that's called? There we go. I've got 2. Now, I have no idea how many of these I need. The goal is I've got these, you can't see because I've got the wrong camera up. I've got the standards as well. So these are going to go on either side of the, Alexa, turn on softbox right. It'll go on either side of the standard, so it's also going to help fill things in. So I bought these for sale signs just for that. So does the thing in the pouch have another use besides model railroading? Yes, it does. Al says open the pouch. Is it a pouch or a person? It's not an etching kit. Is the pouch for food? It's not for food. It is not for food. But yeah, eating insects. You could use what's in the pouch to eat insects. The pouch inside the pouch contains metal. Heath has a non-standard standard. I do, that's true. That's exactly true. But leather hole punch, not a leather hole punch, but that's a valid guess, I guess. I guess that's a valid guess. So I'm going to cut one more of these because I know this is what, right? This is why you come, is to watch me cut these, right? Because this is, oh, I know why we haven't opened the pouch yet. That's the problem. There's only 39 thumbs up. And what's funny is I actually only see 38. That's why the pouch hasn't been opened yet. So while we're waiting to open the pouch, I should probably take a moment to thank everyone that's members, both here on YouTube as well as on Patreon. I've already mentioned a couple of my sponsors, the PTF flats that everybody sees, Iron Planet Hobbies, Mini Prints as well. I'm going to run my little thank you video real quick, and I will be back, and you can watch me continue cutting this this plastic stuff because I know you love it.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
So everyone keeps asking about a soldering kit. Yes, the mic is live during that. I don't have it set up to mute the mic. Hopefully I wasn't talking through it. Heath, you can't see your own thumbs up. I can. Why do you think I can't see my... Oh, you mean I can't see my... Like if I've thumbs upped it? It's not a pocket protector. Could be chopsticks, but it's not. I mean, it could be used as chopstick, I get. Is whatever in there to make things clearer. No, it's not like a pair of glasses or anything. It could be a Z-scale train set. That would be kind of fun if I had a Z-scale train set in there. I don't think... I don't know if a Z-scale train set could fit in there, but that might be an interesting thing to try, though. A train set in a pouch. I don't know, like now that somebody suggested just using tape, I'm starting to wonder, like, am I doing this for like, is this just stupid? I mean, this is definitely going to be more secure than tape. And I'm starting to think maybe I should have just used tape. Thanks for ruining my fun, everybody. For that now, I'm not going to show you what's in the pouch. It's not a fingernail things. Tom's Trains and Things says yes. Ah, Rusty's looking on Amazon now. Amazon has a soldering kit with that brand. I thought about buying one last week. I think Mike Pfeiffer used tape on his. There you go. There's probably a reason to do it the right way. Would be follow what Mike Pfeiffer's doing. If you want to do it the wrong way, you can follow it the way I am doing it, which, you know, again, selection of comb. Do you think with this hair that I need a selection of combs? I don't know that the idea is stupid. I guess I just don't know if the idea is as good of an idea as I thought when I was placing the order for the for sale signs. That's kind of, I guess, what I'm thinking is not so much that it's a bad idea, just that, you know. Exactly. See if it works. It's not secure. How are you going to secure the sign to the styrofoam? I think I'm going to use this stuff. This stuff and gravity. I think this will work very well. Are you trying to say something about my eyebrows? Are you saying my eyebrows need to be trimmed up, look a little prettier? Skin buffing kit? Where you guys are like going downhill. Yeah, I'm not pushing really hard because when I push hard, I tend to make a mess out of things. The one thing I am a little concerned about with this is it is a little slick. So I don't know how well things are going to stick to it, but I'll find a way to make things stick. Steven says Wigwag's the best glue because it is made in Canada. multi-tool, not a multi-tool. Let's see. So it says bonds most anything. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Bonds most anything, dries crystal clear. Wood, tile, glass, foam, stone, ceramics, and more. Let's see. Does it say anything more? Yeah. Just says for wood, tile, glass, styrofoam, ceramic, porcelain, marble, granite, carpet, concrete, brick, stone, and more. So it should work. And that's, Rusty, if I have problems, that's what I'll end up doing, is just scuffing it. You can't even see my eyebrows. Did he expect us to go up? No, definitely not. Definitely not. I just listened to an interesting podcast, Stuff You Should Know. I like the podcast. It's a good podcast. They just did a podcast on Neanderthals, which was actually really interesting. I did not know that Neanderthals and Homo sapiens used to live together for like 4,000 years or something on Earth. So I thought that was interesting. Not a magnifying glass, not eyeglasses. I think Mark's probably the closest right there with that, a bag of BS. But I don't know if he's talking about me or if he's talking about what's in the pouch. Oh, see, I'm trying to do it in less cuts, and I didn't. The pouch has smoke in it. I don't want to let out the blue smoke. That is very true. Who still lives together in New York? Neanderthals? Oh, and humans? Now I get you. Now I get what you're trying to say. Only 2%. Yeah, that was one of the things that was interesting. Asians and something else don't have Neanderthal in them just because they didn't, they didn't commingle with each other. But that is apparently one of the going theories, is just that there were so many more Homo sapiens that as they bred, the percentage of Neanderthal just got less and less to the point where they were basically extinct. It's a good Stuff You Should Know. It's a great podcast if you don't know about it. Everyone knows it, but like you don't like know it, right? I mean, like there's some hope for me that I'm not, right? I mean, that's it. Not connectors. The pouch is empty. No, that was a couple weeks ago when I did the thunder thing back here. That box was empty. The pouch is not empty. There are about 20 people that have already said what is in the pouch. I just, I'm just dragging it out because a crimping tool. No, I do have a crimping tool though. Yeah. No comments. So John wants to know what I'm making. What I'm making is pieces of plastic that are the same width as this riser material here. And I want to glue them on top of the risers just to give me a solid surface instead of that gap surface in the center. Don't do that thunder thing. Does it scare the cats? If you hit the pouch with the hammer with the contents break, I don't think they would break, but they would definitely bend. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly, John. I think you nailed that one, that's for sure. I feel that way sometimes. I definitely feel that way sometimes. I've actually been, I was telling my girlfriend the other day, I've been trying to stand up more. Like, that I need to, kind of, just better posture makes me not look as slumpy. So I've been trying to do that a little bit, is stand up. Yeah, light passes is definitely better. If Heath hit himself with the pouch, would it hurt? A little bit, not much though. I'm definitely challenged. I finally got my first joiner put together. There you go. Did you make one of those little tools we talked about? You've been on for over an hour, open the damn pouch already, but I'm not done cutting. I've got a lot more of these that I have to cut. Oh, and I just realized too, this one's removable. I could have shown you what I'm doing with this one. And I do actually need to make some narrower ones for this one. So see, when this is on here, it's gonna fill in the gap between the edge of this and the wall. And what that is gonna allow me to do is I can then put some other scenery and stuff in the back there. So that's kind of the plan to do that. But this is the one that's going over here on the side. So this one will be over here. So this one actually I need to cut a couple thinner ones as well. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Oh, is Ray doing Monty Python quotes? It's the holy hand grenade of Antioch. Plastics? Now, would the pouch make it through airline security? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. John, thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Heath, expansion required. Oh, man. When I was running, so I did 2 videos recently, one of the pacemaker cars and then one of the Constellation cars. And I definitely feel like I would love some more room. I'm gonna, oh, I guess that wasn't really the good way to do this. Let's see if I can, so I've basically got the yard completely filled up, you know, with trains over here. And it's, you know, it's taking up 2 rows for the pacemaker, 2 rows for the Constellation stuff. So I'm out of space over there, which is kind of a bummer. I may put plaster cloth over this, but I just thought laying the tracks flat on this would be better than like plaster cloth. I didn't think I would ever get plaster cloth flat enough. Well, it looks like a checkerboard, this. So what's fun, what I like about this is these are real tracks, and then this back here is all just mirror, so it looks like more tracks even though it's not, and then the mirrors fold down to help keep dust and stuff off of them and keep the window, that's the window right back there. So it keeps the sun and keeps the dust off of them. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, it is pretty color coordinated when you've got a lot of, when you've got some pacemaker cars and stuff like that there. They definitely have a specific color to them. See, now you can see. There we go. A little better. Okay, so let's keep cutting. Wait, what was it? There was something I was going to open. I don't remember what that was. So I'm cutting these at 3.5, but for these other, for the one that's over there, I think I need to cut it at like 3 inches maybe. I'll have to bring it back and take a look. The pouch. What about the pouch? And the mirror makes it look like it. Yes, exactly. Derek, exactly. It makes the yard look like I have more space in this little tiny closet than I do. So even though it doesn't allow me to run any more cars, it definitely allows me to put more on the layout. And I do like, I mean, these are all, I believe, 40-foot cars. I'm thinking that's kind of, I mean, as much as I want to run the long passenger cars and stuff, I think 40 foot is kind of what I'm gonna kind of what I'm going to end up needing to run on them. David, have a good night. Thank you for hanging out as long as you have done. Couple people checking out of here. Should I open the pouch before everybody leaves, or should I wait till everybody leaves and then open the pouch, only to find out? Here we go. Good point. Next week on Sidetrack Sunday is on Ray's channel. So Ray is doing next week, and then Jason is doing the week after that. So, yeah, pizza seemed to have dropped in popularity. 59 votes in the poll. Pizza did win, but steak and eggs definitely. Steak and eggs came up and came back pretty strong there. Liquid diet didn't do so well. Fried chicken didn't do so well. Give the pouch to Ray. Let him open it. Maybe I'll bring it. I'll bring it with me to Timonium, and I'll open it at Timonium. Yeah, Rick, the landlord would have been happy renting me the bigger space, but my wallet would not have been happy. Yeah, see, Derek, exactly, right? That's what I thought, steak and eggs, because it was David Atkins, but David says he doesn't eat steak, which I thought was interesting, to say the least. So I'm looking for something. So a couple people guessed it, but what's in the pouch is to go in here. I've got these tweezers where the ends of them, the tips of them, they're supposed to be precision tweezers, but they're so cheap. They're so cheap precision tweezers that the little grippy grabby part doesn't line up. And I wanted a nice set of tweezers. So this is a $28 set of tweezers with only 5 tweezers in it, but I am hoping they're also stainless steel, so they're anti-static ESD. But I'm hoping that I can maintain the tips on these a little bit better. You know, dealing with end scale couplers and stuff, sometimes, you know, you just need a really fine tip of a tweezers, and these cheap ones that I had just weren't cutting it. And I like these like reverse ones for some things, but you know, these are so tight. They hold things so tight. I got some of these too that have these ceramic tips, but these are again reverse ones. They're a little better, a little nicer. But like all of these that I have, I'm just gonna throw them away. They're just not. This set that I got, I think I got this whole set for like $7. And they're all just not, you know, not very... Confirmed for Timonium, we'll have 3 out of 5 STS members. That's pretty cool. Mystic, you've never seen a tweezer set? Yeah, the holy grail of tweezers. Exactly. Keep them in the pouch. They'll last forever. And that's probably partially my mistake, was throwing a lot of these tweezers just in here. Just didn't work as well. Oh, these might still be lined up. Oh, I learned this shape of tweezer is known as like eagle's beak or something like that because of the shape of them. I think that Sparky and Roy Smith, I think, are going to the Altoona one. How many tweezers do you need? I need one that works. It's what I need. I need one that aren't bent. And it looks like I might have been able to find some of these that may have worked. But this one definitely doesn't work. This one here is definitely garbage. But maybe some of these other ones I might be able to save and just throw away some of them, and I'll keep these in the pouch, and hopefully, yep, oh, good, the pouch fits in here. I got other stuff in here too, like little things to scrape things with, and we were talking about files. Here's my Tamiya files. Can I borrow them before I use them? You could. Please don't throw them away till we talk. I might have a use for them. Broken tweezers. The old tweezers could be heat sinks for soldering. You know what I have for heat sinks for soldering that I like? Are these little clips. These clips I find are really great for heat sinks for soldering. You can clip them to the rail. You know, you can clip them to wires and stuff. I've got some, this one has the hole in it, but there's some without the hole in them that I find really good. Nose hair pluckers, is that what we're going to use them for? That could be. Joey's going to go to Altoona. Oh no, Joey's not going to Altoona. Never mind. Never mind. Steve says he can feed the cats now that he knows what's in them. These are like $5. If you want a set, go on Amazon and spend $5 on them. These are also on Amazon. They're $28. So even a cheap pair of tweezers will last if you put them in a pouch and take care of them. Yeah, I didn't. Tom says you don't need no heat sinks. Curved one, yes. I love the curved ones. I use all the time, especially when trying to get couplers back on. But yeah, I probably just should have. If I would have kept them in the pouch, they probably would have lasted longer. I also have these weird like scrapey things in here. I got all these things too when I thought I was going to be doing more plaster work, and I thought I was going to like be scraping and molding plaster. I thought these would be fun to have. I'm not even sure what these are. They're to pry something apart. But I got a mixture of things in here. Most things I don't actually even use. It looks like I may need to separate this into multiple ones, but for now that works. That should work just fine. Now I'm going to see how long people are going to watch me cut plastic out for, right? Before I cut any more, I'm going to go see how far I can get with these. Yeah. I know, Derek, I know, right? It's a shock. I put it, anything I don't want in a Ziploc bag, mark it free, and put it on the flyer table at train shows. That's a good idea. Super glue oh no. Oh, that's awful. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's a bummer. All right, so I'm just gonna real quick, I'm gonna go and line these up. And yeah, exactly. Once people see what's in the pouch, it's time to go. I'm gonna line these up real quick and see how far I get to see if I need to cut more at this depth or if I have enough cut out at this size that I can start cutting out that other size that I need. And I don't know if you can see or not, but it kind of just ends right here. And I still need to put the curve in. You can see, I think, in this camera here. Yeah, so you can see this just kind of ends. And what it's going to do is it's going to curve over the HO track, so they're going to cross places. But I do still need to do some of them on this. So it is 2.5 inches. That's pretty good. Woodland Scenics was correct. Your cat's still watching. Heath, that was very exciting. You did well for holding out as long as you did. Thank you, Norman. I once dumped a bottle of Tamiya thin cement across my table. It flowed into... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that sounds awful. Oh, that sounds really awful. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Grandpa Earl says, man, I was waiting to see what kind of smoke came out of the pouch. Luckily, none. Luckily, none. Although, knowing me, it could have been. How many tweezers do you need? I only really need one, and I was just going to get one, but one was like $7, $6, and that whole set was $28, so I just decided to get the whole set, just because I do tend to mess things up a bit. So, yep, fun chatting about the pouch it was. Yeah, sharp objects, I know. I've been using this this knife here for 30 minutes tonight already, I think, and I haven't cut myself yet, so Hopefully I'm okay. Oh, didn't quite get the corner. Did spill a bottle of panel line on my workbench. Got all over the N-Scale magazine. It's another reason to try and keep your workbench, free of things, is so when you do mess up like that, it doesn't turn into a big mess. But hardware store super glue doesn't agree with me anymore. If my insurance will cover surgical gloves without the surgery, that is. Hardware store super glue didn't agree with me. I wonder if will cover the surgical glue. It's the same thing though, isn't it? I thought I thought basically hardware store super glue is the same as the super glue they use to stitch you up, but maybe it's slightly different. I've been trying to remember to use gloves more often when I'm using things like super glue and other stuff. I still forget sometimes, but I've been doing things too often without gloves on, and I feel like I'm starting to notice it like messing up my skin a little bit. So Roy says you need 4 minimum. 1 straight, 1 bent, 1 straight that are spring closed, and 1 bent that are spring closed. There you go. Surgical CA is stabilized and non-toxic. There you go. Non-toxic is a good thing, I guess. Hey, 4747, that's fun. I like that. Yeah, Rusty, me too. No, I'm not gonna cut my finger off for fun. Cyanoacrylate. Did I come close to pronouncing it correctly? I guess the real question is, Roy, did you know how to spell that off the top of your head, or did you look it up? I would have had to look it up. What? That's pretty funny. I do have accelerator down here, which theoretically, wouldn't that also separate superglue because it is just acetone? I don't actually know the answer to that, but I feel like it should. I did use CA for stitches and blood is a hell of a quick CA accelerator. Yes. Yeah. Oh, Fred gets to go under the knife this week. At least Heath isn't wielding the knife. Well, Fred, I hope it's nothing too serious, and I hope you recover as quickly as possible. That is never good. I don't know if people remember I was wearing a bandage on my elbow. It still bothers me a little bit. Yes, that's why people call it CA glue, is from the C and the A in cyano and acrylate. Crazy glue. I don't know, how did it get the name Crazy Glue? That's a good question. Who named it Crazy Glue? Like what, I'm assuming Crazy Glue was a brand name that some brand came up with to market it. And I guess I kind of wonder I wonder what company might have done that. Crazy Glue is a brand name, but whose brand name is it? Kragel off of Lego Movie. Huh, I don't know what that means. So let's see if I've got enough to cover this. So I made this slightly wider. I don't know why I made it slightly wider, but I did make it slightly wider. Look at that. Look at that. I have cut all of the ones that I need to cut out for tonight. I will probably need at least 1 more of these for a curve, so I may have a couple spare for sale signs. The Kragel, yes. Did crazy stuff in Vietnam. Commercials back in the 70s. I think it was a brand name. Crazy strong, crazy fast was the slogan. Huh. Yeah, Drifter, once you get into it, it should go a little bit faster as you go. Hopefully it should go a little bit faster. So I'm going to adhere this using weld bond is what I'm going to use. I don't know why I'm using weld bond other than other than I think it's a good idea. And I don't know. I think it's going to work. What I do kind of want to do though is, I mean, I guess that's pretty straight. So I'm going to get some 3-2-1 blocks or 1-2-3 blocks. I like the 1-2-3 blocks without the holes because they are significantly heavier. But I do also have 1-2-3 blocks. Oh, excuse me as I drop stuff over here in the corner, make a big mess of things. I do also have some 1-2-3 blocks that are with holes as well. So I think what I will do is get all these out and glue some of this up. If people want to hang out while I do some gluing, I think that might be some fun. It claims to be foam safe. It says glass and styrofoam. This I did glue on with the weld bond, and it's holding up nicely, and it didn't eat away at it at all. Henkel owns Loctite now. Loctite's still sold. Yes. Oh, was it Loctite? Is that? Oh, I remember that, where they'd put the crazy glue on the hard hat. In the 60s, Kodak sold CA glue to Loctite. Interesting. It's osteoscopic, so it might not be too bad. I don't know what osteoscopic means. I can guess, but I'm not sure. This makes me want to pick up a few more 1-2-3 blocks. I like these. These can be a little too light, I think. There you go, Norman Rowe. I love watching people glue stuff. What? Crazy Glue is the name of the company that makes Crazy Glue? I did not know that at all. Wow. That is not something I would have... Really? So, like, what about, like, oh, I just realized. So this is Loctite. Loctite on this one, they call it super glue. I don't have any Gorilla Glue version. Actually, this is called, let's see. This is called super glue as well. This is the original super glue. Who makes this? Packard Technology. Supergluecorp.com. Find the right glue fast. The original super glue stylized. Pacer, P-A-C-E-R Technology makes this multi-pack. So, Boston Bayou says, I prefer the 456. Gotta get the 10-year-old to bed. She's giving us grief. Oh, yeah. Well Bond is the best for Craftsman kits, too. There you go. You know what? I don't know. I'm starting to wonder, maybe I should have put the glue on the flat parts. Not this part, but I don't know. We'll find out. This is going to work. This is going to work great. I don't know why, but I can tell already this is just going to be... and I guess it doesn't... I mean, how well does this really need to hold? Probably doesn't need to hold that well. It's, you know, gravity will take care of a lot of the holding of it. But, you know, some of it, I guess, will not be gravity held, I guess. All right, so just line that up on the end there. Get that. I guess I probably have enough of these for now, right? Let's see if I put a couple of these up like this. All right, we'll get back to that. Let's do the next one. Elmer Sharpie Expo Papermate, etc. Huh. Is Weld Bond a PVA glue? I don't know the answer to that. I sometimes think anything white is a PVA glue, but then again, you know, what do I really know? Guess I should do that so I know where the edges are. It doesn't really matter if the glue squeezes out because eventually these are just going to get scenicked. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do for the fronts of these, whether they're going to be brick and stuff or whether it's going to be like a mountain or I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to make it, but I wonder if I can't. I'm using this hand to spread the glue, and now I can't use my I can't use my mouse until the glue dries, or I'll glue myself to the mouse. Yeah. Yes, Wellbond's a white glue. It dries clear, which is really good. I don't know what makes it different than other like PVA glues. I don't know why it's different, but get some more PGA flats. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I didn't even think of that. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I could get PGH flats for the front up on this section up here. I don't know what scale though. I might just print out. I might print out on paper, just like a you know, like print out a rock wall, not a rock wall, a brick wall, and possibly use that. This is getting fun. 48 by 48. I like this. Should that be our goal for the rest of the night? Is we have to keep those numbers the same? Oh, and I forgot. I actually used Wellbond. There's actually a gap right here. When I glued these together, I actually used Wellbond to glue them together as well. The Wellbond's been doing a good job. At least it seems like it has. Well, now that I went all the way to the end, I'm committed. We gotta make it happen now. All the way to the end. Who said that's a good idea? Oh man, I missed out on this entirely. Talk about being late. Don't worry, Don, you didn't miss the good part. I'm gluing things. This whole night has led up to me gluing things. So you didn't miss the important part. I mean, I guess, right? This is the important part. What I'm not really sure about is I'm gluing these on, which is gonna make this straight. Not 100% sure how straight this actually is. So I'm hoping that once I get this all glued up, that it's not gonna like jump off the. It's not gonna. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Trying to speak English. It's not working right now. You'll have to excuse me. Don, I didn't really open a box, but I did open a pouch. And the opening of the pouch did take a little while. Didn't take, I don't think, I mean, it kind of took as long as some of the boxes did. So this, the end of this on this side is eventually going to connect to the other piece that's up there, and we'll get the Z scale running. One thing I do want to do before I finish with, before I lay the Z scale track, one of the things that I do want to do is work on the clouds. So I started with the clouds down here. I don't like how they turned out. I'm going to use the same paper, but I'm going to redo this, and I'm going to put the clouds up here as well, because I thought it'd be kind of nice to have the clouds in both spots. I do have this straight edge. I could use this to see how straight it actually is. No, it's actually really straight. I know, right? Surprising. Look at that. It's actually pretty straight. Yeah, the 1, 2, 3 blocks are straight, and the edges of these are straight, so should be pretty good. Use cotton for clouds. The idea is that this is just going to be the background layer, and then I'll have layers coming off of it so that it'll be, 3D-ish. So that's, it's just kind of that first layer. My internet is weak. You keep freezing. Going back to projects. See you later, Dave. Yeah, the real world is not straight, and that's what people kept telling me when I was laying the staging yard. People kept saying, "Don't make the tracks straight," and I was kind of like, I need to make the track straight. So, Steve, you missed nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yep, got the straight edge out. We got that. And need a few cans of vegetable soup. Don't eat a lot of canned food. So, yes, this riser is never going to be flexible again. I have more flexible riser to make this curve. Although some of this is going to have to be up in the air, and I'm not sure how. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to connect the two at this point. But just an idea, use quilt backing for your clouds. That's actually a pretty good idea. That'd be pretty good. Make it kind of look 3D. Add some, I think it's called batting. Is that what it's called? Batting? I don't know why I think it's called batting, but that's what I think it's called. Uh-oh. That stuck to it a little bit when I pulled that off. And now I've got a whole text string going of stuff for work that I'm going to ignore. Let's turn my phone off so the texting sound stops. I don't know if it makes a difference alternating them, but for some reason that makes me feel like I've accomplished something. Ooh, catnip. Gotta love that. Yes, it's batting. Good for scenery also. I might have to get some batting. Daniel, coming, visiting us. How you doing? The HO scale looks like O scale next to the N scale. Wait till I get the Z scale up there, and then the HO scale will look like G scale. Does anybody know how to take apart that F unit locomotive? I tried getting it apart to put a little oil in it, and I couldn't get it apart, and I don't really know why. It's called batting. You're correct. There you go. See, I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. So this is one project. I guess I'm getting somewhere, right? Making O-scale corn ears. There you go. Oh, wait. Why are we getting a hammer? What do we need a hammer for? Use a hammer. I don't know what we're talking about with the hammer. I know I said something, I'm sure. I thought I said I was putting stuff together. So we're getting somewhere, right? I mean, we've got enough on this that we can get trains running. Oh, that's interesting. The train is still moving, but this is not moving. Oh. Oops. I accidentally unplugged the plug, and the iPad died. These are old iPads that I got for free, and the batteries last maybe 5 minutes if I'm lucky. So when I was, oh, people are talking about the hammer to get the F unit open. Can you let us see the bottom of it? Yeah, either you drop it on the floor, remove the sledgehammer. Yeah, so I couldn't, I tried to get it open before. It's got, it's got the little divots, and I thought like, oh, if I just separate it a little bit, it'll come off, but do I have to, there are screw holes. Well, there's 2 screws here, and then there's screws down here as well. Do I need to undo all of those screws? Yeah, I know, right? There's always spare parts. Use a hammer, great minds. Yeah, it's like everybody wrote use a hammer. Take the screws off the weights. Okay. So do I have to take these 2 screws off or just these 4 screws? Because I do want to, I've been running this a bunch, and I would like to put a little oil on it. It's not Tyco, it's actually Bachmann. This is from the Bachmann. Oh, can I reach? Where's my stool? This is from the Bachmann recent stuff. This is the F7A locomotive from Bachmann. So yeah, so I guess that is what I need to do then, is pull those 4. Take off. So I do need to take off the fuel tank. When in doubt, unscrew everything. See, that's the thing with me, is I would unscrew everything, and then I'd have extra screws that I wouldn't know what to do with. And I don't really like having extra screws. So let me... All right, this may be loud, but I want to clean some of this off so I can... All right, so can you see this if I put it here? Yeah, we can kind of see that. Let's slide this up out of the way. Slide this up a little bit more. Man, this is heavy. It's like I've got blocks weighing it down. All right, so if I slide that out of the way, slide that up. Okay, so take these 2 screws off and then all the other screws. That's what we think. I'm gonna turn this around. So I've got this. I'll put the screws up there. Married guys never get extra screws. Directions. Do we think these directions in here would tell me how to take this apart? I didn't even think to really look at that. Lubrication and maintenance. For best, we recommend blah, blah, blah. For use on all gears, bearings, valve gears, side rods, blah, 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 blah. Oh, here we go. So this doesn't tell me how to take this thing apart, but it does tell me that there's a lot of pieces and parts. What's the chance I'm going to be able to get this thing back together after I take it apart? I don't even know that I know where the oil is, so I may take this thing apart and then spend the next like 6 hours looking for the oil to oil it. Oh, looks like I just found it. I just looked over on the side and I think I found where it is. Real men don't read directions. I agree. Oh, look, a piece of paper right in the bottom of the box. Yep. It has an exploded view, but it doesn't say like what I need to take off to do it. You should put up a poll with a chance Heath will get it back together correctly. Will Heath be able to reassemble this HO scale F7A from Bachmann? All right, we got a poll coming up. Let's see your answers. So what I do, right or wrong, is I just tend to put the screws in this little tray and I just sort of like move them straight up so that when I do get it wrong, or when I do try and get it back together again, I can almost get it back together again. unexplode the view. When I can't find something, I buy another one. And when I'm done, I can find it. 100%. Heath, I've actually made progress this week. I've got my bench work done for the moment. I've actually laid track and making more progress watching your stream. That's awesome. Magic 8 Ball says definitely not. Dennis is to take pictures. I don't think this cover needed to come off. I bet that cover didn't need to come off, but let's keep going. Tom, you should invite Heath to your train room. You'd remove the coupler box first. See, that would be smart. I have no idea how to get off an HO scale coupler box. There's no, on N scale, there's a screw right on the bottom of it. On N scale, there's a screw right there, and you just undo the screw, and it comes off, but I don't see, I don't see how you get the coupler off this guy. Nope, just the 4 shell screws. Oh, there you go. I hope those 4 screws, no, those screws are not what's holding the motor in. They are definitely sorry, I'm looking. All right. Should I put those 2 screws back before I flip this thing over? Take the trucks off. What are we talking about now? I got to take the trucks off just to open this up? Just the 4 shell screws. Okay. I can't get the... Trying to get these screws out, but it's magnetized, but it's not quite magnetized enough. All right, did we figure out how to get this coupler box off though? I think that was the real question. Did anyone answer that? Some HO couplers clip on. Can you just put a drop of oil on each axle? I don't think I would get into the gears on the bottom that, unfortunately. This thing's making a lot of noise too. I don't know if it's supposed to be making so much noise or, oh. The main reason I want to put oil on it is just because it's making this horrendous noise. I do wonder though, how does that coupler box come apart? I may have to pull the directions out to figure that out. Corey's right. Removing the shell, rotate it around the front coupler. That's what I used to do with, that's what I've done with other HO scale stuff, is just rotate it around. If I can do that with this, I mean, I would definitely like to, if I can get it out. It's the trip pin. The trip pin's tripping me up. There we go. Oh, so I can't even reach it from this side. That's interesting. It looks like this is this DCC ready with a sound decoder? This isn't DCC, is it? It doesn't say it's DCC. It doesn't even say it's DCC ready. DCC on board locomotives. DCC on board. This does not say DCC on board. So I thought this was just DC. DB's correct. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Remove the shoulder. Okay, what are people saying? So people are saying just I should just oil on the bottom. They use the same frame for all models. Yeah. So it looks like though I could install a decoder in this if I wanted to. Looks like I could just pull this pin out. Oh. Just pull this out. Drop an 8-pin decoder right on that. Probably work just ducky. Oh, I didn't even notice this. There are guys in the cab. Yeah, I'm always behind on the chat. All right, so it does not look like I can get to any of the gears that I was hoping to get through from the top. So people are thinking if I just put a drop of oil on the axles that it would then zoom in on the coupler. Oh, too far. It's a Bachmann coupler. Can you see gears from the side? No. Oh, yes, I can right there. Yep. Yep. I can see it right there. If I hold it like this and I drip it in, it should... I should be able to get some in that way. A little dab will do you. So this is slicker and oil from CMR Products that I got right here, slicker in. And so I need like what, half this bottle, I think? Couple of these bottles. Yeah, I am definitely not gonna take everything apart. So I guess what I can do though is now that I know taking the shell off was completely useless and completely unneeded, I could just put the cover right back on right now before I forget. The noise might be the gear tower. See, that's what I think it is the, like, I don't think the noise is down here. I think the noise is up in the gear, you know, this portion of the gear stuff. I could, it looks like it would not be too hard to take this off. I don't know if anybody's noticed, I've flipped, yeah, what happened to their legs, N-Scale Cole? That's good. Looks like I can take this off. So there's the little flywheels. I'm not sure if it makes any sense to try and get some oil down there, or if it would just make a mess. Keep the oil away from the paint. Oh, there's a good idea. Yeah, I'm not sure getting in this way is really going to do me any good necessarily. But the guys in the cab were the ringing bush. That's where I want to oil. Where? In here somewhere? Somebody needs to make, and I don't know if it's out there, I have yet to see it, but someone needs to make a really good video on exactly what should and should not be oiled on a locomotive. I unfortunately have no clue. No, James, the locomotive's not broken. So if I oil it, I don't want to oil it on the motor side, but I can oil it down on this side, down that way. What could go wrong, right? Just start squirting a bunch of oil inside it. and see what happens. See, I didn't even actually squirt the oil. I just touched it and it started coming out, started oozing out of everywhere. I don't know that I'm actually getting any. I don't know that this is actually. It's hard to see. It's very hard to see if this is working or not. I mean, I guess we'll know if it ends up if I find oil all over my tracks. I guess we'll know. Oh, SMT mainline. Is that all you need to stay away from is the motor commutators? And you can kind of oil everything else? Dab on a toothpick, then touch a gear, then stop. Oh, there you go. That's too much already. A tiny drop at each location and let it work itself around. Yeah, I'm sure I already put too much on. I guess the question is it actually going to run any better or not? Probably not. Otherwise, it becomes grease and gunk. I'll just throw it in the dishwasher, right? Don't get oil on the contacts. Yes. It was not broken, but yeah, who knows now exactly. So Dennis says 2 pumps of 90 weight ought to do it. Yeah, exactly. That's why they don't have the legs anymore. Maybe. We'll see. It'd be cool if it started smoking. I think it'd be cool. It does actually sound quieter. I mean, it's probably a little too early to tell, but it does kind of sound quiet. But I also have the shell off, so I wonder if the shell might have been making some noise also, or not. It kind of looks funny without the shell on. May have to clean the wheels later, use conductive oil if all of this. I definitely kept everything on the inside of the wheels, not the outside. I did not oil the axles. I didn't do the axles. I just touched the gears that I could see from the bottom, and then I touched where the drive shaft went into the gearbox. So I didn't actually oil the wheels. So the drivers look happier. Well, you know, that is my goal in life, is to make the drivers on this thing happy. So I guess that's pretty good. Well, you know, I should. So we got 34 volts on the poll. 62% said that they thought I could get it back together again. 38% said no. So I guess the next thing that I really need to do is I need to actually put this thing together now. So John Nuffle says off to bed. Yeah, wait till it starts to rain. We'll put them back in the top. I don't know if it's really quieter, but like psychologically it sounds quieter, and I don't know if that's just because I think it's quieter or if it's actually. I need to get one of those little sound things that tells you how loud something is, and then we could do a whole test on how to check. That's one thing I don't do, is I've gone through and I have not gone through all like my N-scale locomotives and oiled them up, because I'm kind of afraid of doing it and messing it up and putting too much oil on it. So I don't know if it's better to just leave it with the factory oil and not touch it, or if I should be oiling them up. And Roy, to answer your question, the reason why I pop the poll results in chat is so that I can bring them up on screen like this. The program that I'm using, Social Stream, to bring up comments doesn't bring in the poll results. So in order for me to bring them up on screen, I have to copy them in. So yeah, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but yeah, I do need a plug-in decoder. Someone's got to tell me which plug-in decoder fits in a Bachmann F unit, because I know nothing about HO scale decoders. So I need a decoder for this guy, this F unit. I need a decoder for the steam locomotive. I need a decoder for this Scale Trains SD45. I'm trying to think of like what are the HO locomotives that I'm definitely going to want to run on this back and forth track. And definitely that operator, definitely the steam and this HO freight locomotive. There's probably a couple other locomotives that, now I don't need to get decoders for them, because with the Motorman it'll work on, you know, either DC or DCC, but it would be good to I do find that stuff does tend to run better on DCC because you're not relying on voltage changes. The voltage is always, you know, up full or whatever, and whatnot and so forth. The girlfriend is texting me, so that's what I'm stopping to check, because just want to make sure everybody's doing okay. All right, so now we're going to try and put this thing together. HO scale 8-pin mobile decoder for Kato. Oh, and others. But it's so small. Is that all I need? Is that little tiny thing? How do I get a sound decoder that can play circus sounds? Does Soundtrax or ESU or whatever make a I need to save this before it gets too far away. For non-sound, the decoders are tiny. It's not the size, Heath. I know. Oh, you have the same decoder. Because the SD45, I think, is also an 8-pin. So I might be able to stick this decoder in both of them. It would be, compatible with SoundBug. Note this is not plug-and-play installation. Oh, if people don't know what I'm looking at, I'm looking at, this is the decoder that Tom posted a link to. $22. I'll double check that SD45. It might be worth just getting a couple of these. The other option would be, yeah, see, that's what the back of this locomotive looks like. It's set up for sound. There does not seem to be a speaker inside it though, but maybe the speaker somehow just fits on top. If I could get circus sounds on this, that would be cool. N-scale sound decoder. Yep, I could definitely get something like this. Oh, I see, it's 8-pin, so this would drop in as well. Gotcha. Oh, but it's sold out. Sold out, unfortunately. What is a good sound decoder for Steam? Looks like the speaker faces down and the sound comes out by the truck. Oh, maybe. Maybe it uses like the body to kind of make it like echo. All right, let's see if I can get this back through here without hurting my drivers. There we go. Oh, I just realized I'm not doing that on screen. Andy Accept says, I feel like I should intervene before you get sucked into the slippery slope of HO scale. I think I'm already there. This is not going in, and I'm afraid to push. What would be holding this up? What is holding this up? Who knows why I can't get this in? Oh, I see. And I just, no, okay. I think I know what is stopping it. The question becomes, how do I get around that? All right, so what's stopping this right now, I think, is, you see, these two grooves are where these little plastic parts need to drop into for this to slide on. And because I can't get them, because I can't drop it down any farther because of the coupler, it's not letting me do it. Yes, so I did have to remove screws. There's these 4 screws. They're a little hard to see here. Let's see. There are these 4 screws like that that drop down into these holes here, those 4 holes, and they line up with these little nuggets right here. And that's what is not allowing me to get it back together right now. So I may end up having to pull this coupler box, which I am not looking forward to. Now I've got it stuck on. I can't get it off. Elbow grease. Push it on a little forcedly from Sidetracks. No, that is not good. I mean, I'm pushing it with a decent amount of force. It is not going. Okay, so let's see. Coupler box. Do I want to do this? No. Okay, there's that coupler piece. And that just slides straight out. That was actually not too bad, but the hard part, of course, is going to be getting that coupler back on once I get this pushed together. There we go. Now it slides right in. So before I put that back on, let's drop these down into these holes right here and do a little screwing. That definitely didn't screw in yet. Lay it flat on the table. I'm never getting that coupler back on. I don't know if you guys saw, but I now have a set of tweezers, and I'm thinking that I may need to break them out, but you know, the other side of this is I am never gonna, well, I shouldn't say never. It is very unlikely I am ever going to use that front coupler anyway. So, you know, there is that. Uh-oh. That screw ended up upside down. Oops. For whatever reason, 2 of the screws fell out instead of just 1. Oh. This is not really magnetic enough to really actually help me at all. Heath, you've now made a video on how to remove a body from an F7 and a chance to use your new tweezers. I know, right? Like, this is I cut plastic for like an hour and a half, and then and then we saw how to do this. And I may even be buying for $22. I may buy some of these 8-pin decoders that Tom linked me, and go from there. Okay, so let's get all these screws nice and tight. Now that I've probably stripped them. So David Z to G, I took this apart to do a little oiling on it, and I saw that it takes an 8-pin decoder. So we may be coming back to this project another night. But for now, the next trick is getting this guy right there. And then somehow, oh no, I guess it must go like that. Let's see if I can. So I don't know if you can see, but if you look straight down on it, you can see it, the little pin sticks out the one side and not the other side. So I'm assuming that flat side goes, I'm assuming the flat side of it goes to the front and not to the back. But I guess we will find out in a second. Okay. HO scale couplers are much easier to reinstall than N scale. That would have taken me a lot longer to do that on N scale. It was a loco unboxing in less than yeah. Let's pop this back on the track and see if it'll run. Uh-oh. You're not going the way I thought you were going to go. So it is heading back the other way. Looks like those inclines are for sale. Which inclines? What inclines are you getting? So hopefully this should come around in a second. Time for the super. I did that with just my fingers. Time to pry the little screwdriver. Yeah, we got it. Don't do it. I did it. Too late. Too late. I know, right? I probably need to watch a couple more of his repair videos before I go too far down a rabbit hole, get myself in trouble. It's louder. It's louder now. It's louder now with the cappy thing on than it was without the cappy thing on. I think that's called a shell technically, but you know. Yeah, I'm debating. I mean, does ESU have an 8-pin sound decoder? Because I know, actually Digitrax also, so either ESU or Digitrax, I could use either of them, right? Because Digitrax, oh, yeah, that's true as well, Derek. Digitrax sound decoders, also you can put sounds onto as well. So that might be an option. That might be an option as well. Digitrax power extender for DCC locomotives. No, I don't want that. I just want. I mean, I guess there is this N scale one, although it'd be nice to get the HO scale one, right? I mean, because it'll come with a bigger speaker. Why is this one Digitrax? Why is... Good night, Rusty. I didn't mess anything up. Why is this guy here $40 and this guy here $58.23? This one says premium. Oh, I see. This is the nicer one, I guess. So I guess the real question is whether I could, there's 4 in stock, could I fit this speaker in the back of that locomotive? because then for $60 I could put ships with multi-project sound scheme, which I don't really worry about any of those, but I should be able to yeah, we use PR3 and SoundLoader 2.0, so I should be able to put sounds on it on this guy as well. This might be an option. Yeah, Derek. The HO is, it's not going to really be in a tunnel. It's going to go under a bridge. Yeah, I know ESU will be higher quality. I know. ESU sound decoders are generic. Yeah. 16-bit versus 8-bit. Okay, yeah, so the premium Digitrax ones would give me 16-bit sound for $60, whereas I'm guessing the ESU ones are probably, oh, I didn't mean to do that, I meant to do this. The ESU ones are probably going to be more expensive. Sound effects from Digitrax. We've had recent reports, oh, interesting, uploading various sound products and downloading sound decoder project. Recommend using prior releases, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Digitrax Sound, downloading and installing sound projects. Huh. Because I got all the Digitrax stuff, so I think it'd be fun to make put some circus sounds in it. Roy's saying I want ESU, not Digitrax. Yeah, ESU coders are getting harder to find. So this guy here, I'm assuming with this guy I could download circus sounds to it. This also has this 330 microfarad capacitor for sound holdup. I don't really know what that means, but hey, this says your locomotive will sound like the real thing. Factory note, here we go, 16 by 26 by 9 millimeter with a 10 plug box, so if I need to swap it, I can swap it. I don't know. I think there's some ideas here. Good night, Norman. Oh, it's way harder to make custom sounds with Digitrax. Digitrax doesn't really keep their website updated. You need to join a group that shares sound files. Have to check that out. I don't have the ESU programmer, and the ESU programmer is $200. I do know of someone that said they'll lend it to me. I do need to put the decoders in my New York City subway stuff and put the sounds on that. So if I do get the ESU sound, let's see, ESU 8 pins, 8-pin sound. Nothing. ESU sound. I think actually those ones up there, I think are ESP mini buffer, lock sound, select micro DCC DC decoder. OVR has them in stock. Yeah, here's this one. These are the ones I may have bought previously. I've got 2 ESU decoders up there that I still need to install. Yeah, 8-pin. This is probably what I have. Probably 2 of the ones that I have up there. So this does not come with a speaker though, right? So for $87 versus $60. Oh, ESU programmer is $150 now. Yeah, I know. So this is, oh, blank decoder, 8-pin with a sugar cube speaker. So wait, what one was I just looking at? What, this one's 100. What was the one I was looking at before? Oh, this guy. What's it in this one? 73800. Oh, this isn't 5. This is a Oh, I get this is a select micro as opposed to the version, the 5.0. I know. See, that's what I want. I want all of those sounds on my subway cars, and then I'll run them. And I've got the 2 decoders. I just need to, I don't know why I keep clicking on my email. I just need to, install them and get the sounds and everything. But it is 10:20. I've been on for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I've cut some plastic, and I have, oh, thank you, Martin. Thank you for using Iron Planet Hobbies. I got, what did I do? I cut some plastic, I glued some plastic, I lubricated an HO scale locomotive, and I have rambled and rambled and rambled. So I am basically at the end, so I am going to say farewell, model citizens, or actually that's not what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, from the city that never sleeps. See, I can't even remember what my tagline is. From the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.